Welcome back to Decoding AI for You, the 5-minute deep dive. In today's episode, we will break down a new Apple-led study on large reasoning models, or LRMs. Learn about the real-world business impacts, including where generative AI can boost efficiency, where it may hit critical limitations, and what risks to watch for when deploying AI for planning or decision-making. If you want to understand the benefits, risks, and hidden limits of AI reasoning for your business, this is a must-watch. Let's clarify what we mean by a large language reasoning model, or LRM. Think of an LRM as a new generation of AI language model that's designed not just to give you an answer, but to show you how it got there. Instead of jumping straight to a conclusion, LRMs break down a problem into logical steps and make their reasoning process visible, almost like showing their work on a math problem. This is a key difference from standard language models, which typically provide only the final answer without explaining the logic behind it. By making their thought process transparent, LRMs help build trust and make it easier to review or audit their decisions, especially important for business tasks that require careful reasoning or compliance. Understanding this distinction sets the stage for evaluating where LRMs can add value and where their approach might have limitations. When an LRM receives a problem, it doesn't just search for a quick answer. Instead, it starts by breaking the problem down into smaller, logical steps, almost like outlining its thought process. As it works through each step, the model generates a detailed chain of reasoning, making it easy for users to follow the logic from start to finish. Before giving a final answer, the LRM may even review its own reasoning, checking for mistakes or inconsistencies. Only after this self-check does it present the final answer, along with the full path it took to get there. This step-by-step approach is what sets LRMs apart, providing transparency and building trust in the answers they deliver. To understand why large language reasoning models matter right now, let's look at what's changed in the world of AI. Businesses are asking for more than just quick answers. They want AI systems that can explain their logic, build trust, and support decisions that may have real consequences. That's where LRMs come in. Unlike earlier models that simply gave you an answer, LRMs are designed to show their work, laying out each step of their reasoning. This new approach is a direct response to the growing need for transparency and accountability in AI, especially as organizations use these tools for more complex and high-stakes decisions. The rise of LRMs marks a turning point. They're not just a technical upgrade, but a shift toward AI that can be understood, audited, and trusted in business settings. That's why they're in the spotlight today. What are the true strengths and limitations of large language reasoning models? When it comes to business tasks that require several steps, like project planning or structured analysis, large language reasoning models clearly stand out. Research shows that LRMs reach up to 88% accuracy on these medium complexity tasks, while standard models lag behind at 78%. This isn't just a small edge. It's a meaningful improvement that can translate into better decisions and more reliable outcomes for your business. The takeaway is clear. For problems that are too complex for a quick answer, but not so difficult that all models fail, LRMs deliver real, measurable value. This fact underscores why it's so important to match the right AI tool to the right kind of problem. Using LRMs where their step-by-step reasoning and transparency make a tangible difference. The value goes beyond technical sophistication. It's about enabling transparency and auditability in your operations. In sectors like finance, healthcare, or any regulated industry, it's not enough for AI to simply provide an answer. You need to understand how that answer was reached. LRMs make every step of their logic visible, allowing you to trace, review, and justify decisions. This transparency builds trust with stakeholders, supports regulatory compliance, and empowers your team to validate or challenge AI recommendations when needed. In short, LRMs turn AI from a black box into a tool you can explain and defend, making them especially powerful for organizations where accountability and oversight are essential. LRMs are especially powerful when your organization faces tasks that require breaking down complex processes into clear, logical steps. For example, in project planning and workflow automation, LRMs help ensure that every stage is sequenced logically and transparently, making them ideal for managing intricate projects or automating business operations that demand clarity. In compliance checks and audit trails, LRMs shine by providing explicit, step-by-step reasoning, which is essential when you need to document and justify decisions for regulatory purposes. Finally, for structured problem-solving, like resource allocation, scheduling, or troubleshooting, LRMs excel by systematically exploring options and making their logic easy to follow. By focusing on these types of tasks, you can leverage LRMs to increase transparency, accuracy, and trust in your business processes, ensuring that AI supports your goals where it matters most. Now that we've explored where LRMs excel, it's equally important to recognize their boundaries. No technology is without its challenges, and LRMs are no exception. Let's talk about a counterintuitive challenge with large language reasoning models: the overthinking paradox. You might expect that giving an AI more time and steps to reason would always improve its answers. But with LRMs, that's not always the case. On simple problems, these models can actually make things worse by generating long, unnecessary chains of reasoning, using up more resources, and sometimes introducing mistakes that wouldn't happen with a more direct approach. For example, when faced with a basic logic puzzle, an LRM might explore many irrelevant solution paths, while a standard model quickly finds the right answer. This paradox shows that more reasoning isn't always better. In fact, it can lead to wasted effort and lower accuracy. The key lesson: it's important to match the model's approach to the complexity of the problem, using step-by-step reasoning where it helps, but avoiding overcomplication on straightforward tasks. Another limitation of large reasoning models is illustrated in this chart. As the complexity of the problems increases, their accuracy drops sharply. LRMs perform strongly on simple and moderately complex tasks, but as we move into higher complexity, their performance declines rapidly, ultimately reaching zero accuracy on the most challenging problems. This steep drop-off highlights a hard boundary in what LRMs can handle, regardless of how much computational power or extended reasoning is applied. For business leaders, the takeaway is clear. While LRMs are valuable for many tasks, they are not suitable for highly complex scenarios. It's essential to recognize this limitation and ensure that LRMs are used where their strengths align with the complexity of the task, while closely monitoring their performance as problem difficulty increases. When considering how to use large language reasoning models, LRMs, in your business, the most important lesson is to be strategic. LRMs deliver the greatest value when applied to tasks that require clear, step-by-step reasoning and transparency. Think planning, compliance, or structured analysis. However, they're not the best fit for every problem. For very simple tasks, traditional models are faster and more efficient. For highly complex or open-ended challenges, human expertise may still be necessary. The key is to carefully match the model to the problem. Use LRMs where their strengths align with your needs, and always monitor their performance to ensure they're delivering the results you expect. By taking this targeted, thoughtful approach, you can maximize the benefits of LRMs while minimizing risks and inefficiencies. As we bring together everything we've discussed, this table offers a clear, side-by-side guide to choosing the right tool for different business tasks, whether that's a large language reasoning model, a standard language model, or a human expert. For each common scenario, you can quickly see which approach is best suited and why. For example, LRMs are ideal for tasks that require transparent, step-by-step reasoning, like project planning or compliance checks. Standard models excel at straightforward, high-volume tasks such as fact lookups or customer queries, where speed and efficiency matter most. And for highly complex, open-ended challenges, human expertise is still essential. The key takeaway is that no single tool fits every problem. By matching the right approach to the right task, you ensure that your business leverages AI and human strengths where they have the greatest impact, maximizing value, minimizing risk, and supporting smarter decision-making across your organization. Successfully implementing LRMs in your business requires a thoughtful, step-by-step approach. First, identify the business problems that truly benefit from step-by-step reasoning and transparency. These are your best candidates for LRM deployment. Next, run pilot projects on these medium complexity tasks to see how LRMs perform in your real-world environment. As you pilot, closely monitor key metrics like accuracy, efficiency, and transparency, and regularly review the outputs to ensure the model is delivering value without introducing new risks. For critical or high-stakes decisions, always combine LRM results with human oversight to catch errors and provide accountability. Finally, use what you learn from these pilots to refine your approach, scaling up LRM use where they consistently add value, and adjusting or limiting their role where needed. This structured process helps ensure that LRMs are used where they make the most impact, while keeping your business agile and risk-aware. As we close, let's focus on what will make your AI journey successful. The key is to use large language reasoning models, LRMs, where their strengths, step-by-step reasoning and transparency, are truly needed. Remember, there's no universal solution. Always match the right tool to the right problem, whether that's an LRM, a standard model, or human expertise. For high-stakes decisions, combine LRMs with human oversight to ensure accuracy and accountability. Make ongoing monitoring and evaluation a habit so you can adapt as technology and your business evolve. By staying agile and strategic, you'll ensure that AI delivers real, lasting value for your organization. Thanks for watching Decoding AI for You. If you found this useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep exploring the future of AI together. See you next time.